Give me a winner. Let's get right into it.
Greg just got deep sixed. Now, listen, I think a lot of times you look at these active teams in the big haul and you say, oh, they're the winner, and then 2 years later it looks like hot garbage. So with the
You're supposed to be the rainbow
also
guy.
With the asterisks that I want to see if this works out, I do think the Browns are a winner because they got out ahead of getting the veteran quarterback in Tyrod Taylor that I think is a better solution than A.J. McCarron or fill in the blank. They were never going to get Kirk Cousins. Now you're going to go draft someone with the number 1 pick, it seems, and he doesn't have to start right away. And I think that's a great thing for Cleveland, not to be forced to put a rookie out there. Carlos Hyde, to me, is as good of a back as Isaiah Crowell is. And they got Jarvis Landry. These are 3 productive players, which is something that their offense was missing last year.
Breaking news, Browns get Mark excited in the offseason. New development.
They did. This is not free agency. They do lose Joe Thomas, which is not insubstantial, but still unsubstantial.
That's a major loss. And you'll never find a left tackle like him ever again.
I mean, it's crazy to think of the quarterbacks that they've been running out there last year, and now they're going to have Tyrod Taylor, who is a legitimate NFL starter, and, oh, by the way, the number 1 overall pick in the draft, most likely.
How about another winner, Chris Wesley?
Well, this time of year, we usually give way too much credit to teams who sign big names without the big games. I'll go a little bit off the radar here. The Chargers, by virtue of what else is happening in that division.
Oh, wow.
The Chiefs get worse by trading an MVP candidate at quarterback and overhauling a defense. They're starting almost at ground zero.
You're not excited for the Pat Mahomes era?
I am, but that doesn't mean they're going to be a better team. I think he'll have growing pains like most young quarterbacks, and the Chiefs will take a step back. The Raiders still have a horrendous defense. I'm not convinced on anything that John Gruden's doing on offense either. And the Broncos didn't get their guy at quarterback. Their players have been talking about going out and getting Kirk Cousins to put them over the hump. Instead, they signed a career backup at quarterback. I think the Chargers have one of the strongest rosters in the AFC and should be the clear favorites in that division.
They did pick up Mike Pouncey, too. Makes their offensive line better.
Maybe not more likable, but better. I trust Andy Reid. One thing, Pat Mahomes, maybe it'll be growing pains, but I got a feeling their decision to ship out Alex Smith at his height means they really think he's going to step into the job and thrive.
That's great, but even then, Alex Smith was a legitimate MVP candidate. Okay. You're taking a step back there.
All I'd say, though, is it's funny that how far we've come in 1 year. Last year at this time, we were talking about the AFC West as the best division in football, and I couldn't agree more about the Broncos. I am not on the John Gruden train at all. I have major issues with that team and how they're being built. The Chiefs, to me, are still a playoff team, and I think Patrick Mahomes, I'm almost more excited to watch the Chiefs because of Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, I'm definitely more excited. I just don't expect them to be as good of a team as last year.
I'll move it over to the NFC. For the first time in a long time, this is a good fan base and a historic franchise in the NFL. The Chicago Bears, they're big winners, I think, right now. Right. And there's something to be excited about because it's a little bit cliche at this point to be like, oh, yeah, they're copying the Rams blueprint. Well, they kind of are. They got the offensive-minded head coach. They got the young quarterback in place. And now what they're doing, they're building weapons around him, just like the Rams did with Jared Goff. And now you have Allen Robinson, who's a true number 1 wide receiver. I believe he's going to come back strong. Trey Burton, the man we know.
So, hello friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. We are working to do a few things a little bit different as we sit 173 days, 23 hours, 10 minutes, and 20 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. I showed that clip because that is from last year. Understand where we are right now. And I say, sit your ass down. All these Cowboy fans that have already gone through and said, our team sucks, Jerry Jones and them will never win because we aren't going out there getting guys to win with. And we see this every year. You hear them talking about, oh my God, the Chiefs, they screwed up by getting rid of Alex Smith. They're going to take a step back. Pat Mahomes? Oh, yeah, he'll be exciting, but he's not Alex Smith. Really? Really? So I like to have an argument with people. See, here's the thing. I don't just come out here and just say things just to say things. I honestly don't. I try to at least go through and figure out why I believe something. Okay? Now, here's what's interesting, because let me go through, because, again, I stay busy, but I do my research. But I want to go back through. This was like the top 15 list of free agency signings from 2017. Okay? And I just want to go through. Daniel Thompson, thank you very much for the super chat. And what we're going to do, everybody who's done a super chat, and I've got to sit down and actually pull them out on both channels. I've got my other channel, the Cowboy Joe Boo. We've been live streaming, talking about free agency while we've been working and stuff, and people seem to enjoy that. So all you people that have gone through and done super chats, I'm going to start a new list. We'll get the trash can over here with all the names and stuff in it, and we're going to start doing some drawings. My man Joseph Hartley has actually put in the mail yesterday some stuff for us to be giving away. 2 weeks from now, we've got the autograph signing in Chantilly. We'll get some Joe Boo t-shirts and stuff autographed. And the shirt has just left from Sandman in San Antonio, and it's going to Tucson, Arizona next. It's going to take a little longer than I thought to get there, so we may not be able to get it everywhere we need to go, because it's literally 2 weeks before I have to give it back to Dak. But anyway, 2 years ago, free agency, the big free agent signings, Alshon Jeffries signed with the Eagles, 1 year, $9.5 million. How'd he do? 57 receptions, 789 yards, 9 TDs. That was actually a pretty good one. Marty B. You remember Marty B. He signed with the Green Bay Packers, a 3-year deal worth $20.5 million. How'd he do? He had 24 receptions for 233 yards, and then said he was hurt. The Packers released him. Somehow we got better. New England signed him, and he got 6 more catches for 53 yards. Torrey Smith. See, there's a little pattern here. Torrey Smith with the Eagles signed a 3-year deal, $15 million. Had 36 catches in 2017 for 430 yards, 2 TDs. 2018, he had 17 catches for 190 yards, 2 catches. So, $10 million. He got about 53 catches. Andrew Whitworth, offensive lineman for the Rams. 3 years, $36 million. 2015-2016 All-Pro. And that's another one of these things you're going to notice that's kind of interesting, because it seems like the linemen play better than like the wide receivers. Larry Warford, guard, signed with New Orleans, 4-year deal, $34 million, Pro Bowler both years. Chris Baker signed with Tampa Bay, 3 years, $15.8 million, 33 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 3.5 sacks, and out of football. Stephon Gilmore signed by New England, $65 million, 5 years. 2017, 50 tackles, 2 interceptions. 2018, 45 tackles, 2 interceptions. Not bad, but that's, Brandon Carr plus money. Is that enough for you for $65 million over 5 years? Terrell Pryor. Oh, this is a great one. Signed a 1-year deal with the Redskins for $8 million. 20 catches for 240 yards, 1 TD. Connor Barwin signed with the Rams, 1-year deal, $3.5 million, 34 tackles, 5 sacks, and then also finished off with the Giants, 12 tackles, 1 sack. Calais Campbell. This is the one I said, you buy the farm and get Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell has been the exception, not the rule. Signed a 4-year, $60 million deal, had 60 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 14.5 sacks the first season. The second season, 72 tackles, 19 tackles for loss, 10.5 sacks. By the way I talked about Earl Thomas was the way I talked about Calais Campbell. He was my go-get guy. I said, that's the guy you go get. Now, they didn't listen to me. Don't blame me in the same way that you're blaming me that we didn't get Earl Thomas. I'm saying what that guy would have done for our team. Now, we'll find out what Earl Thomas does for Baltimore, but we're not saying his name anymore. Brandon Marshall, here's another one, aging wide receiver. And I remember how all of the talking heads were talking about the New York City. You get Brandon Marshall. You got Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, with a 2-time MVP, Eli Manning. How you going to stop that? Easy. You didn't have an offensive line. Brandon Marshall, 18 catches, 154 yards. Yeah, $11 million. Stacy McGee signed with the Redskins, 5 years, $25 million. 44 tackles, no sacks. Last year, 9 tackles, 1 sack. Russell Okung, you could say, again, offensive lineman, seemed to be doing good. Started 15 games both years. Ron Leary, 4-year contract, $35 million, played 11 games in 17 and 6 in 18. And Logan Ryan with the Tennessee Titans, $30 million, 62 tackles 1 year, 76 the next. So, why do I bring all this up? Because we out here go crazy thinking that, oh man, this team got that guy. You know, like how everybody was talking about, and if I went on with this, they were all over themselves about the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings, they've got a great defense. Now they got a great quarterback in Kirk Cousins. They are a Super Bowl favorite. They're going to be fantastic. You won't be able to stop those guys. How'd they finish? They weren't in the playoffs, were they? So all you people that are doom and gloom about the Dallas Cowboys, because nobody said the Dallas Cowboys did fantastic in free agency last year when we signed Cam Fleming and Allen Hurns and Thompson. But these guys ended up playing roles on this team in valuable minutes, and they didn't cost us a fortune where they were gone 2 years later, leaving tons and tons of dead money. Junebug, thank you very much. And I'm very happy we got Christian Covington as well. All right, so that's where we are with free agency. So all you fools that are out there whining, Robert Apakian, thank you very much for the super chat. We appreciate it. That are out there crying right now, understand, there's no crying in football. Stop it. Stop it. We haven't even had a practice. And you look at our team versus the rest of the division, we got the best back in football. Now, you could argue and say that, Barkley is pretty good too. I'll give you that. You could say right now, I think we have the best wide receiver in our division right now. Now that Odell Beckham, who was a pain in the ass and couldn't stay healthy, is gone. With Travis Frederick, a Pro Bowler, coming back to our offensive line, and Connor Williams having another year behind him, and having a swing tackle now re-signed in Cam Fleming, and having a Joe Looney who now has, the echo's not working? Okay. I need to change that. Okay, let me get that back up. Let me check and see if it's working now. Must have changed the settings on it, so forgive me. All you people, we're in better shape than we were this time last year. Now, the good news is, after my man DeMarcus Lawrence said he's not getting his shoulder worked on, he's pissed off and everything else, is, in fact, working out with the captains. Apparently, the Cowboys have a captain's workout where the captains of the team are getting together and working out, and he is working out with them. So what that at least says to me is they must be working towards that deal where he feels comfortable that he is returning. If it was butt ugly and his ties were too far apart and he's like demanding a trade, he wouldn't show up for the captain's workouts. So that is my assumption, that if he's showing up for that, then things aren't the worst. So shout out to Derek Young, to DJ Grand, to Joey, to Sonny, to Marcelo B, talking about New Orleans? Okay. Raymond, how you doing, Raymond? Raymond had a birthday earlier this week. Fred Jackson, is that short for Freddie Jackson? I saw Miss Jackie in the house. I see GQ, Trailblazer, Robert Apakian, who gave the super chat earlier, Keith Radisson, Art Alexander. Yeah, I must have done something with the echo here. You know, guys know that I'm not that bright. So let me double check and see if the echo is back. For some reason, it is not holding the program. Hold up. Hold up. We them boys. Well, something happened with it. I apologize. I'll have to get it straightened out. Hopefully, we're going to be doing something new tonight. And, of course, like most black people, they late. Supposed to be having Foots Skyping in as well as E2 Blue, where they'll both be on a monitor here, and they're supposed to call in at 9:15. But, well, you see where we are right now. We're sitting here holding. And you can see down on the floor we got my drill because we're still working on the stuff. So the good thing is, again, DeMarcus Lawrence is working out at least with the other captains. Now, it's killing me because you guys don't want to give anybody a chance. You're all looking for that big name player, but see, what you fail to remember or realize is a lot of time those big name players, you're remembering the big plays they used to make. You're not realizing that they're a couple years older. Because even as a little as 2 years ago, people are saying, we should sign Michael Vick. Because you were thinking about Michael Vick when he was in Atlanta, running all over the place. But you're not thinking about the Michael Vick who couldn't stay healthy in Pittsburgh as he got older. Mike Bolt, it's 1:20 a.m. and you're up watching the show. Shout out to Mike Bolt, who's over in England. Thank you very much for being there. So that's where you look at this and say, wait a minute, slow down a little bit. Now, Christian Covington. People actually said when we first signed him, he's a camp body. The fuck? The fuck? Camp body? He had 20-some tackles, 3.5 sacks in 12 games last year. That's not exactly chopped liver. That's a big body in the middle. And if you're thinking about a tackle, tackles, generally speaking, if you can get to around 25 to 40 tackles as a tackle, you're doing really, really well. I mean, you're doing really well. Because your job as a tackle is not to make tackles and sacks. Job number one is stop the Pats from winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, that would be great. I'm sick and tired of, oh, please, anybody, even if it's not my Cowboys, just somebody stop the Patriots from winning another one. If they end up winning 4 in 6 years, oh, my God, don't even put it out there. Don't even put it out there. But listen, this guy's a beast. 6'2", about 315 pounds. He's a little shorter than most of our guys that are in there and a little bit heavier. This is the kind of beast that you want to have in the middle, because when you look at two of the worst games we had coming down the stretch, the Rams and the Colts, it was because we didn't have that big body in there. Derek, actually, I won't say we're finishing free agency. I would actually say we are just beginning. The Cowboys have taken on the New England strategy. And what that is you don't jump into this trying to get the big name free agents. If you look at New England, what's amazing about their cap numbers, they have less than $1 million in dead money. And if you don't know what dead money is, that's when you sign a guy to a contract and you end up releasing him before the contract is really done, all the guaranteed money, and you have to pay for that guaranteed money on the cap. For example, the New York Giants have $33 million in dead money. That's not money that's actually going to players that's on the team now. That is Odell Beckham. That is all these other players that they've cut and let go, and money that's there. We, on the other hand, this year, we only have about $4 million. We ended up having 20-some last year because of Dez Bryant and Tony Romo's contract. So the Cowboys have been getting their financial house in order. And even though we aren't making major moves, the point I was trying to make is making those major moves don't necessarily bring you championships. all of these guys that you're seeing, Kirk Cousins, who's got $86 million, do you really believe the Minnesota Vikings are closer to winning a Super Bowl now that they have Kirk Cousins? Do you believe that the Washington Redskins are closer to winning a Super Bowl now that they have signed Landon Collins and brought back DRC? Do you think that they are going in the right direction and building a team? Well, thank you, Bill Jones. I appreciate you watching it. I appreciate all the support from everybody that's watching it. This year, I'm not wasting time on folks like you, okay? I'm enjoying my Cowboys, good, bad. Yeah, there you go, Miss Jackie. That's not a Jason Garrett clap. That's a real clap right there. Amen to that, because we got so many people that are just so negative. Is it a possibility that they sign an O-line in the second round? Well, here's what I think the Cowboys are trying to do, okay? What they have actually been trying to do when they were looking at that guy that's up in Baltimore, and now they're checking out Eric Berry, and they're trying to see physically, is he, that was actually interesting that, Eugene. They're checking out Eric Berry and trying to see how is that heel really? Is that heel something that is healed? Is it something that's going to be a problem? And trying to make a decision on there, and they'll take some time on that. They're doing their due diligence on him. And you could say that what they did with Jalen Smith, other teams backed away from Jalen Smith because they said, we're not sure if that guy could play. Jalen Smith doctor talked to the Cowboys and basically said, it will heal. He will be back on the field, and that's why the Cowboys took that chance at getting him. And you can look back and say, that was a steal. In fact, you can look back at that whole draft and say that draft was incredible. And that's the thing that the Cowboys are doing right now with Eric Berry. And the way you have to look at free agency is you're renting a guy. You're renting a guy for 2 years. Because after that, it becomes too expensive to keep him. The reason the Giants have $33 million of dead money is because they spent $250 million on their defense in 2016. They played pretty good that year. The next year, not so much. But now, they're letting all those guys go. And they realize the only way to fix this thing now is to tear it apart. Now, they're all excited about, getting players and everything else. But, you got rid of Odell Beckham for Golden Tate. I'm sorry. Golden Tate. I mean, Golden Tate's a good receiver, but I don't think he's worth the money he's getting paid. And I think you're going to look at him in 2 years from now, they're going to be releasing him and taking another deadhead money. How you doing tonight, Stephanie? Gary, Nick Blue, Cowboy Fan 309, H. Flores, David Sanders, Justin Quarles. Well, Justin Quarles, Dak has Dallas Cowboys' best first 3-year record. Well, here's the thing. The Cowboys are tied with New England for most wins over the last 3 years. And I saw the craziest article today. Oh, my God. Somebody shared it with me first thing this morning. So I got down here. I'm getting ready to do my morning video. And it was from the Laundry Hat Report. I can't remember the author at this moment, but you can look it up. But it was trading Dak Prescott would be a Yoda move. Is it true that I'm ignoring Cowboys Fan 1980? He's a good Cowboys YouTuber. I'm not ignoring anybody. I'll be honest with you. North Carolina's biggest fan. I don't have enough time to go through and watch everybody that's out there. I know who he is. I just haven't come across him that often and actually done anything with him. Michael was actually talking to me today about him and said he's good people and I should try and do something with them. I try and do stuff with him. In fact, if he shows up on time when he's supposed to Skype in, he can take Foots' place right now. Because Foots, I just talked to him about a half hour ago. I said 9:15. I talked to my man E2 Blue, and I said 9:15. I got everything set up, and I'm sitting here waiting. So, Cowboys Fan 1980, if you want to take their place, Cowboy Joe Boo on Skype. Cowboys Nation, stand up. He's better than a lot of people. Oh, okay. So, here was the premise from this article. The Cowboys should go ahead and trade Dak Prescott. You trying to Skype in, my man? Did I miss your call? Tell you what, let me hit you, E2. E2, you must have heard me talking about you. Let me see if I can get you. Did I get you, E2?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're there. Oh, okay. All right, man. I apologize, man, because I was talking about you like I was talking bad about. Huh?
I just heard you talking that crap. I called you at the time, but you didn't.
Okay, I must have missed it because I was looking forward. My apologies. I owe my man E2 Blue an apology, and I'm man enough to say when I'm wrong. But your lighting is terrible, man.
And well, you know I'm out on the road, man.
Yeah, E2 Blue is out on the road. Everybody, this is my homeboy E2 Blue.
That's better.
Okay, that's much better. There you go. He's actually out getting ready for a wedding, not his own. He's already married. I was telling the fans out here, we got some good news. Can you actually see? Actually, I need to move this camera a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, no, about DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence is actually working out. They have a captain's workout. I haven't heard of that before, but Mike Fisher was reporting it. There's a captain's workout, and he's been working out with the other captains. Thoughts? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I didn't hear about that until you told me about it, but that's good news. That just means that obviously a contract is coming soon, and he expects to be on the team. That's good news.
Well, that's what I'm hoping that it means, that they're actually getting close to getting a contract together. And if that's the case, to me, it's like this. If he's actually working out with, his fellow teammates and stuff, then he's feeling that he's coming back, or they must be getting close on getting a contract. Now, that's a really good picture right there, E2. Thank you. That's much, much better. Now we can see your pretty face. Pretty mother.
Or the lack thereof.
There you go. And I was going through before you came on. I was actually talking about free agent players that were signed in 2017 and how very few of them panned out. Most of the ones that actually panned out pretty well were offensive linemen, were about the only ones, and a few like Calais Campbell, defensive linemen. Other than that, most of the people just did not do crap. Some of these people were like one and done. And so all these fans that are out here that are losing their minds saying the Cowboys suck, we don't have any new players. What are your thoughts? Do you think we've done the right thing thus far in free agency?
I think for our team, what we're trying to accomplish right now, I would say yes. I know that I've mentioned this before. Everybody, wants that pick because they see other teams doing things, and it's the aesthetics of it. Everybody gets so caught up in the whole free agency thing on when they're seeing all these teams out here grabbing big name players and this and that. You look at what the Eagles did that year when they had the so-called dream team. Look what happened.
Oh my God, that turned into a nightmare.
So sometimes, when you look at that, it may look like it's gold, but it ain't.
Yeah, and
that's what the Cowboys are doing right now. Getting these players, they're getting what they need. One thing that our team is, we need depth, and I like what they're doing with depth. We solidified our backups on the offensive line. We got Cela Philo, you got Joe Looney, and you got your swing tackle Cam Fleming back. So I like what they did there, and you got your stable starter. So if something happens with Tyron Smith, and he goes out a couple of games, you could slide Cam Fleming right in there, and you'd be good to go. Linebackers, they brought back Justin Marsh-Lillard and what's the other guy? Joe Thomas. So,
right.
Again, you got your backup there. So I just think that it's good that they dotted their I's and crossed their T's when it comes to that. Now you go and you draft some good guys, and who knows? They can still get some decent guys in free agency. There's still some guys left out there. But again, right now, the team wants to go young, and we're home breeding our guys. We're bringing these guys from the draft. So I like what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of fans don't look at it that way, but they'll see it in the future.
Okay. Now, hold on one second. We actually have my man Foots. Foots, can you hear me? Oh, let me turn the volume up. Can you hear me, Foots?
I got you, Mark.
Okay, all right. So this is a first here, guys. This is a first. I actually got something to work both ways. Can you still hear me, E2?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh my God. Oh my I did it. Thank you, football gods. Everybody. I got Foots on one side. I got my man E2 Blue here in the house. We are actually doing this old school, actually, roundtable. Foots, how are you doing tonight, man? It's been a while since we talked.
Mark, man, how are you, buddy? I see all the work you're putting in.
Man.
You know you're still the Godfather. Listen, our draft trip. I still wear my Joe Boo shirt out, man. Much love to you, bro. I'm great. How are you?
You can't
No,
hear?
I can't hear it.
Can you actually hear E2?
Yeah, yeah, I got E2. What's up, buddy?
Okay. You're not getting him, but you can hear me.
I got you
Yeah, I
loud
can hear
and clear,
you,
Mark.
but I can't.
Okay, so I've got something crossed in here. You should be able to hear him off of me, too. Let me double check and make sure. I bet you. Hopefully you can hear him now because I think I actually had the stereo level off. So, Foots, say something.
I'm in. E2, you got me?
Can you hear him now, Foots? E2?
No.
Okay. All right. I got a little bit. Okay. I was close to getting this right. Okay. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to figure out what I did wrong. But I apologize, my man, somewhere in the mixer because you're getting the signal from me, so you're good to go. But let me get Foots real quick. Foots, what's your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys and free agency right now? How are you feeling about it?
All right, so Mark, you know me, draft guy. Number one, Cowboys fans, regardless of what's happening, I actually just put out a video. I still think that we have the most talent. We have the most talented roster in the NFC East. You know, let's take the Skins. Landon Collins, I think that Dallas is still a better team. Let's take Philly, all right? So Philly, they signed Malik Jackson. They do re-sign Brandon Graham, who is a Cowboy. He plays good against Dallas. Nonetheless, I still believe that Dallas has a top to bottom better roster than the Philadelphia Eagles. And obviously the Giants are in no man's land. So I just think as far as the East goes, Mark, while we didn't get the name we wanted, we all know, me, you, the whole nine, we wanted.
Did you hear any of that, E2? I think I changed that up. Can you hear me?
No.
You didn't hear? Okay, well, we were talking about that guy
I can hear
that.
you, but I can't.
Okay, unfortunately, I got across. He can actually hear you. I'm not sure why, although you got a poor connection. I don't know if it's your connection in there because it's all coming through my headset. But I'll probably get something across. But basically, he's going through and saying, you know, Earl Thomas would have been nice, but the numbers just don't work out. And with the numbers not working out, you know, you just can't do it. And I have to agree with that.
No,
as much as I wanted him here, it's just too damn much money.
Yeah, and like I said, you got to sign.
Your sound is out?
You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me, E2?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So you're okay. Foots is gone. Foots is gone.
Mark is the hardest working man in
Okay.
show business, guys.
Hopefully Foots' sound is back. You can't hear them? Damn, Foots is gone, Mark. Okay. I was playing with it, trying to figure out what happened to E2 sound. You should have it back now. Hopefully. If it's not, let me know.
You guys got me? 222 got me?
Can't hear Foots. Damn it, Mark. Damn it, Carol. I fucked that one up. Okay.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Okay. All right. So the only problem is E2 can't hear. He can hear me, just can't hear you. But if you're the Dallas Cowboy Foots, what are you doing right now? Some people are asking, are the Cowboys finishing free agency and we're just going to wait for the draft? Or are they going to be shrewd and rude? I mean, shrewd and crude. No, shrewd and, I don't know, frugal.
So hey, Mark, I'm one of the most frugal people. First of all, Mark, we might got to get another draft trip together too. I was thinking about it, man. I'm getting antsy. I don't want to pull your chain, Mark. I don't want to get you. I don't. But listen. But no.
Oh, we're going.
In all seriousness,
Listen, I was just talking to Michael Anthony. I was asking who's going. E2, are you going on the draft?
If you put it together, Mark, I'm gonna ride back
yeah.
down with you. We had a blast. That was it. But if I'm the Dallas Cowboys right now, Mark, this is me, Fuss the GM. So there's some lower tier guys in free agency that you could possibly look at. Eric Berry is a name that keeps coming up. Here's what you got to be careful of with Eric Berry. Off and on the field, the injury situation. Would he do a 1-year rental? Would he do a 1-year prove it deal? I think he does upgrade your secondary. Him and Gronk had a really good battle in that playoff game. So I think he does upgrade your secondary, but I also believe that the way this team drafts, and we got to look at how we're getting year one production out of our top picks. Now, we don't have a 1 this year, but Leighton Vander Esch seriously was an all-pro. So if we go out and we get a safety, Mark, we get a roamer type. Now Jeff Heath is now back as a special team savant.
Hopefully, yeah.
Woods, hopefully, yeah. Because I don't know where you guys are, but me, I don't want Jeff Heath as a starter. I want him on the team.
Right.
I don't want him as a starter. So right now, you kind of, as far as the names that fans would know, you kind of have no choice but to gear up for the draft, guys.
Right. And so now, E2, if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you're looking at trying to bolster this line, if you were the GM, would you look at Ndamukong Suh or would you look at Justin Houston?
I would definitely look at Justin Houston. And Ndamukong Suh, he's 32 years old at this point. I feel like he's going to garner a lot of money still because he's still trying to get that money for his last contract of his career. And I don't know what's up. I don't know if he still has the same character flaw as he did before. I didn't like him as a player when he was with the Lions because he was kind of a dirty player. I know he kind of cleaned it up a little with the Rams because they don't play that. But I kind of don't really trust Suh. So if it were my choice, I'd probably go with Justin Houston. You'll have him for a little longer. And he has a little bit more flexibility.
Okay. Well, here's my thing. If I'm the Cowboys right now, or at least this is what I think the Cowboys are trying to do, and I could be wrong in this, but to me it seems like what they're trying to do is plug all of the main holes that they have. If you look at bringing back Trayvon Austin, that's a kick returner if he can stay healthy. He's also that kind of change of pace back a little bit. And he's also kind of a slot receiver, so he's kind of like a multi-tool guy. So you kind of have somebody there at running back. I don't think they're done with that, but at least you've got somebody there. You bring back Jason Witten. We all know he's slow as a turtle, but has great hands and can be a security blanket. So you kind of plug that one, and we see Jeff Swam has gone and signed elsewhere. Defensive line, you get Covington. You now at least have somebody else that's in there. You still want to bring in somebody else possibly, but you at least address that. Safety is the only spot you haven't addressed it, and you're working on that.
I still think they should re-sign Dayton Jones.
That might not be a bad idea.
So now E2, I don't know how far along you are with your draft coverage, but
unfortunately, he can't hear you on that one.
Okay, so. Without E2 being able to hear me, Mark, I'll kind of jump in. I think that if you want to go D-line this year at every level in the draft, Mark, first, second, third, fourth, there's some really good defensive line prospects.
It's full. There's a lot of defensive
This draft is loaded. I mean, there's guys like Renell Wren. I mean, just the list goes on. Colin Saunders, who might be there in the second, third round. So I want to do this, Mark. I want to go safety, D-line, either one. Either one. Second, third, two. Now, that's if Dallas stays put. For some reason, I don't think that they're done. For some reason, I got a feeling. I just got a feeling. I was thinking about this, and I don't know if you could get a 1 for him. But let's say, I know I don't want to break news here, Mark, but let's say
D-Law?
Travis Fred. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's law, but I'm telling you, between Lyle, Tyron, if Travis Frederick is healthy, you notice that they signed. They did sign Fleming, 2-year deal, who played very well last year in spot duty, but he played good in spot duty, right, Mark?
Yeah. So what Man's talking about over here is maybe trading Travis Frederick, La'el Collins or D-Law to get a first pick.
Now, I don't know if you'll get a 1. I'm just shaking it up. In the draft, that's what you got to do.
What's to say in that one?
Listen, I'm not saying that you. The biggest thing is this, guys. The biggest thing is, because I know the chat is gonna put me on fire. The biggest thing is, if we stay put, safety, D line. If we move up, maybe you could start talking receiver, slot. I don't know how much they value a receiver, but maybe you could start talking a developmental tight end behind, waiting to learn. But all in all, when we're talking about free agency, Mark, I still think the Cowboys have the best roster in the East. The Philadelphia Eagles can't cover. So let's keep that in mind.
Right.
Carson Wentz hasn't really been healthy. Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. Like, I know everybody is enamored with Carson Wentz, and he's a great leader, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't been healthy.
I agree with you on that one. I have said that one quite a few times, and Eagle fans keep telling me, "Oh, you're just a hater," blah 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 blah. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Thank you very much for the super chat.
That's my dog right there. Met him at the draft. Amazing person.
Yeah, he must have heard us talking about him because everybody's like, you're just ignoring this guy or you got some. I'm like, I said, I'll be honest, I really don't know my man that well, and we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. I think I know what the problem is, E2, why you can't hear from him, and I will get this squared away before the next one. But let me go to you, E2, and ask you, if you are the GM, which way are you going as far as the draft goes, as it looks right now?
First of all, if we're not gonna make any trades to get a first round pick, which I don't think they should at this point, just draft with what you got. Second round, go ahead and get a defensive tackle or a defensive end right there at that second pick. What are we picking at 56?
58.
58, yeah. Go ahead and get you a defensive lineman right there.
Okay.
They're plentiful in this draft, and I feel like you can get 2 of them in the draft.
Man, I'm sorry, Dem Boys 85. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't have to. My life is constantly on the go. A lot of times I put out videos where the sound is messed up because literally I don't have time to even go through and edit it. So either I am working, I'm researching the Cowboys, I'm trying to upgrade the studio, I'm trying to keep the wife happy and everything else. Oh, and I try and sleep too, but usually, unfortunately, because I'm old, I have to get up in the middle of the night because, well, quite frankly, I'm old and I have to get up in the middle of the night. And I'm researching in the middle of the night.
I think you have anxiety.
So it's hard to kind of watch everybody's videos and stuff. I've seen a few of them and everything else. And I apologize, my man, okay? I apologize. But I will make sure. In fact, Dallas Cowboy fan, email me at cowboysmark94@gmail.com and stuff. And then we'll talk and we'll get you in here. And then I'll make sure I make it right. Because I don't want anybody up. Okay, okay, so thoughts, guys. We have fans out there that are losing their mind. They're already saying that we are going to be 7-9. It's going to be a losing season. We suck. Our ownership is terrible and everything else. What do you say to that fan?
First of all, I need fans to calm down. Hold on to your britches. It's not that serious. Like I said before. Just because we didn't go out and get a big name guy, so the hell what? When the last time we did that? And we got Greg Hardy, and look where that got us.
Right.
So, let the Cowboys do what they do. Like I said, we have talent on this team already. We need to fill the gaps, like you said. We need to fill that depth because when we didn't have depth before, what happened? When the starters weren't in the game, there was a tremendous drop-off after that, and we started losing games because of that.
Yeah.
You see how solid we were last year. Again, Linehan's not there no more. There's going to be some changes already going on with this offense. So we had the players. You look at a lot of players we had, a lot of them were not used. So let's just realize what we have here, get some pieces together, and I think this team will be fine, man. I really do.
Well,
I think
going to you, my man.
I think the biggest thing is, teams who draft well aren't going to be big players in free agency. That's just how it is because you're paying your own. And I know Cowboys fans don't want to hear that, but there's no way in hell would literally freeze over before I give Landon Collins $35 million guaranteed.
Oh,
Like
I agree with you on that. Yeah, Landon Collins, I agree.
What Skins fans got to understand is
they overpaid like shit.
Yeah.
Right. They really did pay.
Yeah, I mean, we've sat in this division and watched him. I don't go into a Giants game with him on the scouting report. It's like
He can't cover.
Yeah,
He's a liability in pass coverage.
I
Okay?
mean, so hello, like Cowboys fans. I know it's March and we're coming up on the draft.
Cowboys fans, I just want to say to you guys, just be glad we're not Redskins nor Giants fans. All right?
Yeah,
we got this.
Right, but that's the thing about the Redskins. But every year the Redskins are, we're going to have one big ass signing. Last year, of course, it was Alex Smith. And before you guys came on, I was actually showing. It was at post free agency where they were talking about all the great moves and how the Chiefs screwed up by letting Alex Smith go and things. And now they're going to rely on Pat Mahomes. And of course, the Redskins with Alex Smith, now they've got a great quarterback. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. How'd that work out again? Yeah, and, you thought about, Kirk Cousins going to Minnesota with that defense. They're a Super Bowl team. Yeah.
They won 8 games. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. But, look, I'm big on sportsmanship. You know what I mean? Like, that injury that happened to Alex Smith, I really feel bad for him. You know what I mean? Like, nobody deserves to,
right.
Possibly in their career like that. I really feel bad for him. But, again, when it comes to the Redskins, it doesn't make sense what they're doing with their signings. It's almost like they got preschoolers out there signing players.
I like that, preschoolers.
I think something.
They're just sitting there like, ooh, candy, buy it.
I don't know
like, that's basically what they're doing.
He can't hear you on it.
Okay. So, here we go. E2, I don't know if you can hear me, but
they're like, ooh, something shiny. Let's get
understand.
Okay. So, go ahead, Foots, and I'll relay it to him.
Okay. Something that fans have to understand, Mark. Football is not Madden, where you just put these guys. I get it. You can do that in your fantasy league, and they just go out, run every route you tell them to. You press triangle.
Yeah.
But there's real emotion. There's a real program in place. That's why I'll be honest. Putting all of these characters together, with the Cleveland, be careful.
Oh, that's going to be a powder keg. That's the dream team too. And that's where E2, my man, was saying basically, it's not Madden, where you can just grab this all-star and that all-star and put them together and think that you're going to have, a great team. Because you could look at, like you said, right. Greg Hardy had all kinds of talent, but he ended up basically being a cancer to the team as well. That's the thing that I think has been actually really good about the Cowboys right now is this group of guys is truly a family.
Yep, they really are. And that was the same reason why I didn't want AB on this team.
Oh, definitely not. And that's one that I think that's going to be a powder keg as well. Because, you had Ben Roethlisberger and you had a productive offense. You had a team that was challenging for the playoffs every year. And you were getting the ball. I mean, you weren't the leading receiver in the NFL because you had a bum-ass quarterback. Derek Carr couldn't do anything with Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing with that. I'm so glad you brought that up.
And I said on my channel that I said, look,
you are spot on about that, Mark.
I wouldn't be surprised if, they're all excited and they're like, oh, AB's happy to be there. No, AB's happy that he got his money.
He got paid.
And then he got more from the Raiders. And then he got more money on top of his money that he was still getting from the Steelers. Right. So, I mean, you'd be happy too. But at the end of the day, watch if they go 0-3 start off. You think that it's going to be a happy camper? No, he's not going to be a happy camper.
Let me go to Foots because he had a comment on that as well.
So I think, Mark, you on the money tonight, buddy. When it comes to this free agency thing, you see AB. It's funny, and I don't want to do this, but I got to. It's funny how AB he's on FaceTime with Mike Tomlin and. He disrespects Mike Tomlin. Mm-hmm. He has the gold hair, the gold mustache, but when he gets to Oakland, he has a nice
clean up. Yeah, this is where great players go.
What's up with that, Mark? I do not like for that. And I get so again, like we're talking about with building a program. So I get the fact that you were mad at Ben or whatever, but you don't. There's a certain way that you go about it, and Antonio, you had some doing in it as well. You weren't always focused as well. You showed out a little bit as well. But like you said, good luck with Derek Carr, who's crying on the sideline.
Right.
Good luck with the John Gruden, who, like you said, there's nothing wrong with Amari Cooper.
Right, and that's what
wrong with Amari
amen
Cooper.
on that
We
one.
found that out.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's funny to me. And E2, I know I've been known as the Dak defender. I'm the Dak friendly channel and everything else. And even today, somebody actually posted in the laundry hat and basically said the Cowboys should trade Dak, and it'll be like a Herschel Walker trade. First of all, ain't nobody trading crazy like that anymore.
No.
But they're like,
No.
you can get a first and a third, and you go ahead and get Josh Rosen from the Cardinals.
So you think that Josh Rosen is going to come in here and do better than what Dak did?
Thank
is that
you.
what you actually honestly?
That's what they honestly put it down. To me, that was truly like, okay, we're trying to get some publicity here and get people to read on this. But come on, man. That's where this stuff is crazy. And
Y'all killing me with.
Look, dude, y'all killing me with this. But to me, if you had Amari Cooper, and that's where you can say apples to apples. If you had Amari Cooper over there with John Gruden, who's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer and everything else, and Amari Cooper, you looked at it's night and day different from how he played with that guy who had a training camp and worked with him for years. He comes here with Dak, cold, a week of practice, and they're playing, fantastic together. So the point being is, it's nice to get paid, but all of a sudden that cancer is going to come back around with him.
So
Did you hear Golden Tate? His statement about being happy to be with the Giants because he wanted to go to a team that was going to be challenging for Super Bowls, and that was part of his decision.
Wait, what?
Both of you guys.
No, hold on. Pause. He must have been smoking with David Irvin.
He must have been, because I was like,
he must have been smoking that.
Stop.
That way.
Yeah, evidently
Bro,
they can't stay off the weed in New York.
There's no way in hell that he believes that crap.
Real quick question, because I've seen this a lot. Yes, the shirt is actually headed to Joseph Hartley in Tucson. It won't get there until Wednesday. He's got some stuff that's going to be going on. He's actually an actor and recreator at Tombstone, as in he's Wyatt Earp. So the shirt's going to be going there.
Him and I need to have a conversation.
Well, that's where the pistol that's over here is actually a prop pistol that he sent me. So he's got all kinds of stuff that's on there, and I'll check with him and see if he's going to do like a signing someplace at a bar and things like that. So definitely. And Adrian Garcia, thank you very much for the super chat. Sorry that the echo's not working at the moment.
Hey, Mark, we gotta start draft prep ASAP.
Yeah, well, definitely. I'm hoping that I can get you guys. I loved when we did the roundtable before, where we had the board where you guys were setting it up. Although we don't have anything in the first round, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing about this draft.
The whole purpose of doing it is for all the teams. I mean,
it's hard trying to hone in.
It's not just the Cowboys we're doing.
That's true. Yeah, and we got to look out for my man, the stinking Giant fan, because he's losing it right now. With them getting rid of Odell, he literally threw his stuff in the trash, man. Michael Anthony.
I'm not throwing. I said this on my live stream last night, bro.
What's that?
I am not throwing away expensive jerseys.
Well, here's what Michael Anthony Fitness is doing. He's actually putting together. People are actually doing super chats. They're going to buy an Odell Cleveland Browns jersey to him and give it to him.
They're gonna make a plaque.
Oh, ain't that sweet?
No, we're making a plaque.
Make a plaque for him and stuff. So we got jokes, but definitely, I'm hoping that, like I said, I'm in the works right now, guys, of trying to get this thing together about going to the draft. At least it's only a 10-hour drive, so it'll be a lot easier drive than that 23 hours that we had. So hit me up, or you guys can stay on here after. Say what?
Actually, 10? I thought it was less than that.
It's about 10 hours. It's like 600 miles.
I'm in, Mark.
I feel like it didn't take us that long to get to Tennessee from Virginia.
It may not have, but I'm just looking at MapQuest or Google or whatever the hell you call it. But yeah, but the good thing is we could leave like Wednesday morning and be there Wednesday evening and still have Remember we left Tuesday night in the rain and stuff, so we can actually be driving in the daytime, so I can actually see where the hell I'm going. Do I see police lights flashing there?
No, that's somebody's tail lights. I'm in the parking lot.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you coming in here, man, spending the time and stuff standing out in the cold.
I'm in, Mark.
Yeah, we're at.
Okay, Foots is in. Okay. Kathy Green, I will make sure that your name is on it. Let me write that down. Kathy Green. What's cool is Sandman sent me a picture, and I meant to load it up in here. I see Law Nation in the house. Man, I see Cowboy family in the house. Daggone. We got Cowboy fan 1980. Damn, we got everybody. We feel like y'all make me feel like we're a celebrity or something, man.
That's got to hook up with
Who's that?
Cowboys.
Yeah, 1980. He even gave me a super chat. I gotta have him on here now, man. But
Cool people there.
how would I diss Foots? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I follow him too.
Okay. I see somebody here trying to start stuff. How am I diss? Did I diss you, Foots?
People are dumb, dude. I don't know where people get like.
Who keeps starting rumors? Man?
That's when somebody's like, I'm dissing Foot. I'm like, he's on the show right now. What are you talking
I'm gonna be real, Mark.
I think because you haven't talked to Foots in a while, I think that's probably why people think.
Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I don't know why people came on my channel with that too and was like, "Are you and Mark beefing?" I was like, "Dog, Mark was one of the first YouTubers."
Use your common sense.
No, I'll be here. Here's the thing that you guys have to understand, and anybody who's on the other channel, I'm live streaming when I'm working. One thing you'll notice is a lot of times you'll see me just kind of walking around looking for something because I'm literally losing shit. I forget things, and I have a mind that literally goes crazy, and I lose focus quickly.
Yeah.
And and if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So honestly, with Foots, I forgot. And it's just like Cowboys fan 1980. I've seen his stuff before, but if it's not right here, my mind just wanders all over the place. And you will see me, I'm looking around, and I can't find stuff that's literally right in front of me. And I'll say, Michael, where is it? He's like,
53, Mark.
It's like right there. It's right there. Right there. It's about to fall on you. Okay.
Right.
So understand.
Hey.
What?
Oh, my bad. Go
ahead.
Your statement.
Go ahead.
No, I was mentioning something the other day when I was in one of your live streams when you did when you're doing the work. I really enjoy those.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys do. It actually makes.
I heard somebody say that you look like a Teddy Graham, and then I heard you say that you didn't know what a Teddy Graham was. You don't remember the teddy bear, the little snack, the little crackers?
Oh man, I thought I lost weight.
The little
Teddy Graham is kind of fat and chubby, man. Come on, man. Yeah, Jack.
No, it's the little cookies. The little cookies. You know what they are? You never seen them?
I think I know. Cowboys Crunk is in the house. Speaking of the draft, Cowboys Crunk, are you in for the draft, buddy?
I think he's going too. He's gonna have his own RV.
Yeah, Shango is on vacation, and he actually said that there's a whole lot of guys in Egypt that look like me. Everybody's got jokes on me and stuff. But anyway, we're getting close to the end of the show. E2, tell us what you are doing and what you got planned coming up.
Well, as you know that as soon as this free agency stuff is over with and Cowboys finalize their free agents, we'll be going through the draft, doing the mock draft. I'm going to do a live stream, and I'm going to do some regular videos on some of the guys that I think the Cowboys can get. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing that thing at your house too, like we did last year. So that's up and coming.
Yeah, we can actually do several of those because you know how it's going to change between free agency stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Tell everybody where your channel is.
Yeah. Well, those of you that don't know who I am, I'm E2 Blue, E2BOU Entertainment. That's my YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. I keep it real all day. That's all I do.
Okay, and my man Foots. Foots is multi-talented because it's not only about the Cowboys. My man can sing. He can blow. Tell everybody what you got planned coming up, man.
Hey, man, drummer, singer, producer, do it all. Thank you for that, Mark. Thanks for having me on, y'all. Love talking boys with y'all. Cowboys Nation. Anybody who's been with me, just Cowboys Nation. Again, guys like Mark Holmes, Shango paved the way for people like me and E. And Law Nation, everybody, Vach, everybody, man. Okoye, we all a family. So stop all this. Like,
I'm serious. If we don't agree on something,
we listen. This is the only thing we care about. So I don't know. Listen, I got a damn teddy bear. All right, listen. At the end of the day, we love.
I think I got that one too.
You guys know I'm a draft guy, so I'm gonna be doing and covering a lot of players over on my channel. I just talked about this free agency stuff and how we got to focus on the draft. It's hard because we are picking in the second round, so we got to have a big blanket of players that we know. But just come over to Cowboys Nation TV, y'all.
Okay. And with that being said, it's 10 o'clock. I want to have a shout out to all you great fans. Like I said, the Dak Prescott shirt is on its way to Tucson, gets there on Wednesday. Shout out to Sandman for taking good care of it. It's literally covered on the front that people are signing it on the back. It's actually looking really, really cool. But again, I just don't have enough time because I need to post some more of the pictures on the Facebook page. But I appreciate everybody coming in here. I've got a little more work to do so that way E2 Blue can hear what we're saying over here from my man Foots. I think I've got like a stereo plug that needs to be put in or something or other, but we'll get it fixed. Hopefully you guys enjoyed what we did. If you don't, let me know and we won't do it anymore. I'm Mark Holmes, and I